Brexit promises to give British fishermen control of their waters after years of tension with the EU in which UK businesses were given scraps by Brussels. Cornish fishermen expressed their anger at the EU in interviews with CBC, as Edwin Hosking, landings coordinator for a Cornish seafood company called Fowl Fish, hit out at Brussels, claiming they had left British fishermen with nothing but scraps. Before Brexit. He said in 2018, "I've been in this trade 35+ years, and I've seen the decline because of the overfishing. Not by our local boats, but because we're being given scraps by Brussels, and we've seen the boats from France and Belgium come and take what they can take out of our own waters. The huge amount of landing being claimed by boats from other countries has come as a result of the EU's complex quota systems. For example, Cornish fishermen have been limited to 8% of the cod quota in their own waters, while the French can catch 73%. One fisherman told CBC that this made his job incredibly difficult. David Stevens, who runs a trawler in Newlyn Harbour, said at the time, "We leave the harbour here to take 25 different species, and each one has a different quota level. And the UK has very little quota for quite a few of those species, so trying to manage the catch is just unbelievably difficult." He added that former Prime Minister Edward Heath sold the fishing fleet out back in 1973, when he gave European boats access to British waters as the price of admission to the EU. Mr. Stevens said, "It was sold out to get into the EU, and it's being sold out to get out of the fleet, it's unbelievable." According to NAFC Marine Centre's data from 2016, UK vessels landed 32% of fish in its waters, while EU states combined to take 43%. Norway, which is not an EU member state, took 21%. EU member states have been allowed to dip into Britain's wealth of landing under the Common Fisheries Policy, angering many fishermen north of the English Channel. France is one of many nations dependent on British fishing grounds. Between 2012 and 2016, for example, France caught 120,000 tons of fish worth £171 million, according to Marine Management Organization figures. French fishermen have also resisted Britain's coming over to their side of the English Channel, attacking UK boats with petrol bombs and rocks. The row erupted in August 2018 between British and French fishermen in the English Channel as French fishing boats tried to prevent several British fishing vessels from catching sea scallops off the Normandy coast. It quickly descended into violence when 3 British trawlers were chased by French boats, hit by stones and rammed by their counterparts. The Scottish White Fish Producers Association condemned the vigilante French fishermen. They said, "Attacking our vessels is appalling." Brussels' chief negotiator for Brexit talks, Michel Barnier, has demanded that the conditions of the common fisheries policy be preserved. He said earlier this year, "Let me remind you that most of the British processed fisheries products are traded, are exported, are sent to us, to the European market. So fisheries is part of a package as regards our trade relations, which are to be discussed, and that package is one you can't break up. There will be no ambiguity at all around that." Defiance is just as strong in the UK however, as Elspeth MacDonald, chief executive of the Scottish Fishermen's Federation, said that permanent concessions to the EU would be a betrayal. While Prime Minister Boris Johnson wants a deal, he has also maintained Britain must take back control of its waters.